easy sample kettlebell workout for any beginner. I'm not even warmed up. I have a 35-pound kettlebell here. It's very light for me, so I'm assuming if you're a beginner, you probably have a very light kettlebell with you also. So I'll give you a bunch of exercises that should be easy. That hopefully you don't hurt yourself. Everything has to do with good posture. We never want to round the shoulders. Okay, so we just want to have our chest up, and we'll go from there. So the first one is we're going to do the high pull catch. So we're going to stand over the kettlebell. Always have the kettlebell between your ankles when you're lifting it up. And the reason for that kind of forces you to push your hips back, and you'll get more hip action out of it. So all we're going to do is we're going to squat down, just like you're doing a deadlift, but the difference is we're going to pick it up. And right underneath our chin, we're going to catch it. And then we're going to put it back down into a deadlift position. Just look straight ahead, keeping your head still, and catch it. And when you catch it, you got your butt tight, your abs tight, you're bracing yourself, and you're squeezing the handle. You just drop straight down. Show you the side view. So, you're just pulling up, and you're just snapping the elbows underneath it, and your hands just go to the side of the handle nice and easy. Don't grab it too tight. Well, once you high pull catch it, do a bunch of those, you then squat it. Here's your goblet squat. Same thing, chest up, weight on your heels, keep your butt down and back, knees out. And there's your goblet squat. I like to have my feet straight. If your feet turn out a little bit, that's fine, but knees go out. We don't have the weight on the balls of our feet. Our butt's back. I kind of bring it towards my heels, sit back on my heels, and coming up. When you squat, don't let the knees track forward. Think about them going out and back. So here's my high pull, catch, squat. You can also mix it up. High pull, catch, squat. High pull, catch, squat. High pull, catch, squat. So there's your high pull, you catch it, you squat it, you goblet it. The other thing you do is just high pulls. Bring it right underneath your chin. Every time we push our heels, we extend our hips. Always good posture. Just pulling it up. Elbows are pretty level. I'm not like this. I don't want to bite the shoulders. Good endurance workout right there. Other thing we got, lunges. Do a step forward lunge, challenge yourself, lift up, step forward, and then turn to the leg you're stepping with. Remember, when we extend that back leg, squeeze the butt, really extend the hip. Think about bringing your hips forward when you squat, when you're lunging. I'm not resting down there on my knee. If I'm touching, it's nice, light, and soft. Don't be banging it. Next thing we got is a side lunge limbo. So spread your feet out, wider than normal, toes out, lean to one side, there's your left side lunge, and you're going to go down, like you're going underneath the pole, and then lunge to the other side. Stay in that position, down, knees are out, squat as low as you could, chest up, and then rock to the other side. Down, think about something being over your head, get underneath it, go to the other side. Great mobility right here, open up your hips. You play sports, it's awesome. And you'll really feel it inside here, adduct area, the groin area. It'll really open you up. Okay, we got farmer's walk. One kettlebell, don't hang to the side. Stable, nice and firm, tight. It's great for your grip. Learn to brace your abs. And then just start walking. And obviously, the weight feels light. Walk as fast as you could, and then change grips. Break it up however you want with that. But just don't force yourself to drop down. Force your opposite side to stabilize inside. To even you out. Act like you have two kettlebells in one hand. The other thing is we have the rack position. So if you don't know how to do cleans, all you're going to do is just pick up this kettlebell. Think about picking up with two hands. Rest it on the side of your wrist. This is the rack position. You'll force your hips to come forward. You'll feel it more in your abs. A little harder than the farmer's walk in the deadlift position. Rack position, just same thing, start walking. Keep the elbow down into your ribs. Don't have your elbow up here. Brace yourself here. It'll force you to brace your abs even more. Don't arch back, but you feel your hips more extended forward without arching, and just bring your hips with you when you're walking. When you're doing a farmer's walk, make sure your knees are soft. Don't lock them out. Don't overstride. Not good for your knee. Short, quick strides. Think about having a short, quick turnover rate, kind of like you're jogging long distance. A short, quick rate, speed rate, and just make sure you just short turn over with your feet. Don't over stride. And then the other one is you get the waiter's walk. So we'll have it here again, and now you're going to lift it over your head. If you don't have any press, just use two hands. Hopefully you can hold it up here. Make sure your wrist is straight. Like you're punching with two big knuckles. Don't have the weight bend back. You don't need to pull anything in your wrist. You don't need carpal tunnel. Okay, so make sure even in a rack position you are straight, stiff wrist. I like the arm back by the ear. Weight over the shoulder. Strengthen up your stabilizers. And the same thing, start walking. When you bring the weight down, elbow into your ribs. Elbow into your ribs. That's the hardest one. You're probably going to feel a little unshaky up here. It's great for strengthening up your stabilizers. Being able to control weight up there, and as you're walking, make sure you're not overarching. Be careful when you're up here. Make sure the hand doesn't come back too far. Shoulders back, lined up with your hip. Remember, your shoulder, the lat muscle, attach it to your shoulder, attach it to your hip. So think about that shoulder braced down, arm locked out, right over the hip. Don't let your hand turn away from you when you're up here. Don't let it turn away from you. You don't need any pinch in the shoulder. Try to have your palm kind of facing towards your ear in that direction right here. If it's straight, that's fine. Definitely don't turn it out. Not good. Think about the elbow rotating in. And as we talk about that, elbow rotate in, finish up with a plank. Put your hands on the kettlebell. Squeeze the heck out of it. Shoulders over your hands. Try to get them even past your hands if you could. Really squeeze your lats. Squeeze your glutes as tight as you can. Think about squeezing this kettlebell as tight as you can. Really think about breaking it. Elbows in as tight as you can. And just, hold it for 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds. And you're really going to obviously work your core. Squeeze the crap out of your glutes when you're doing this. Okay? And then the last thing, if you want to get like a deadlift, I like the handle facing me. I call this a crushed deadlift. Get down really low like a goblet. Squeeze the heck out of it. Make sure you're bracing your abs here. Okay, because you got to squat down a little low. If you're afraid of your back position, don't do it. Brace your abs. Using your diaphragm. like you're sucking in air from a straw. You're drinking out of a straw. Suck it in your stomach, feel your belly, tighten up. And then bring it right up to your chest, like a clean. And then come back down. Okay, if you feel like it's hard to grip, you can actually turn it sideways. Handles this way, squeeze the heck out of it. So as you're picking up, your arms will be slightly bent. As you're coming up, as you think about getting towards your knees, think about really throwing your hips into it. And if you want, you can start doing farmer's walk like this. You want to walk backwards. That's awesome to strengthen up your grip. And while you're squeezing, just like the goblet squat, you're really working your chest also. Your arms are going to tighten up. So the goblet squat, the crush deadlift, you really tighten everything up in here. I tell people the goblet squat, the crush deadlift is a plank using your legs. No difference when you're down here. Squeezing, tighten everything up. The only difference is on the goblet and the crush deadlift, my legs are bending. So that's a good beginner workout. This is probably the hardest one if you're worried about your posture, if you have rounded shoulders. Skip that one. All the other ones you shouldn't have a problem doing. Have a great day.